Hey, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite action figure sets. And it's one of those toy lines that it came and it disappeared. And I think it went on clearance before it even hit the shelves, or should I say pegs. It's a line that I don't even understand the name of it. I think it says Z-G Atomoton. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's supposed to have some kind of cards. I know I bought them all brand new. It had some cards with it. You're supposed to play a game where you put the cards down and move the little figures around, but I'm not into that. I could care less about that. I just thought the figures looked really cool. So I wanted to share these with you guys. There are only 3 in the actual series. They all have names, which I can probably put below, but I can't remember it took me forever to find these yesterday. They were sold in 2001. I remember exactly where I bought them. I bought them at the electronic boutique or whatever it was called at the time in the mall, and they were on clearance and they looked so cool. I just said, hey, I need those, and I'm glad I got them. Now you can actually buy Jet or whatever they call him on the Walmart website for like just $10 right now. The other ones, however, they go for even more on eBay, which I don't understand why. I mean, my favorite one's actually this one, which for some reason Walmart calls him Jet Jagger or something. Sounds like something totally different. On the thing, I think his name was Lieutenant somebody. I don't know. Let's just get them out of the bag. I put them in a bag because I'm trying to get all their pieces together. The cards are probably long gone. I didn't care about those. So as you can tell, the colors go with the actual pieces, but you can rearrange them, and they're all at a very base the same. Their core, they all look the same underneath, basically. So there's a green one. There's a blue one. There's a red one. Now, they're cartoons, comics, or whatever you want to call it, the drawings they have on them. They look more anime looking, I guess. Now, you can see the 2 faces right here are pretty much the same. Here's what the core figure looks like. I like the red and the black, but my favorite is the green and the black. This was me. This is one of my friends. This is another one of my friends. I had like 2 best friends at the time. So I pretend like these were them. Whatever. It was just something silly. And the pieces go on in a certain way. And I have to see if I can remember how to do this. But so you have armor, you can armor them up. And I think in the game, it shows like, something about putting on the pieces as you fight or whatever. I don't know. I never cared about the game. I just think the pieces are really cool. Oh, let me go over the articulation. So for what they were and for that time, remember back in 2001, you're like, well, there was Spider-Man was an animated figure we had back then that was really articulated. The first Marvel Legends that I remember by Toy Biz was Spider-Man. I bought it even though I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan. Boo, hiss. I know I'm going to get all those hate people now. They're just going to hate me for that. I didn't dislike him. I just didn't care for him at the time. I bought him anyway because he was so articulate. I was just amazed. So these have amazing articulation for their time. Okay, so we got the joints. Let me take this off so I can give you a full range of the thing. It goes up this far because it's hindered by his armor. The head is just going left. You got 360 degrees. And I hate to do that. And I figured out why I've always hated to turn their heads all the way around and leave them. Or arms or legs. I thought it was because when I was a kid, I thought they were living beings and I didn't want to give them a neck cramp or whatever. I just remember what it was while watching some video about Migos the other day and about the rubber bands and stuff. It's because if you do this to them with a rubber band inside them, like Superman used to, I remember Superman used to have his arm come out of the socket. Mine did. If you do that enough times, it does make them do this little funny feature where they like the rubber band a little bit. But if you do that too many times, it's going to break. My Catwoman broke when I was a kid. I was so not happy. I was devastated. So it goes up this far. So it's like technically a ball joint, but it works more like a hinge and a swivel. But it's technically well, I don't know. It looks like a swivel now I think about it. I thought it was a ball in there, but no, it doesn't. Because there's no, if it was a ball, there'd be some shoulder, fletching back and forth. There's not really any butterfly action there. There's a swivel at the bicep. There's also a hinge at the elbow that goes 90 degrees. The actual hands don't have any articulation. That's okay. I mean, for the time, this was pretty amazing. The waist looks like it has articulation. It doesn't. The leg, again, it looks like it's on a ball joint at first. And when I was trying to ask somebody the other day, there's these new Ken dolls that are coming out that everybody's like, oh, they're great. And I'm going, yes, but their legs, are they a T-crotch or the ball crotch? And I don't think a lot of the doll community knows what that means. And I'm like, that's a huge thing for us. And they probably think I'm being creepy or weird. If I ever appear on your video and go, hey, is that a T-crotch or a ball crotch? Or, God forbid, a V-crotch? I'm not being creepy. This is a Technically, we would call this a ball crotch because it can just do almost everything. But in the Ken, Barbie, and all those, a T crotch can only go forward and backwards. That's all it can do, and so is the same for action figures. A V crotch is when you pull it up, it goes out, it splays because it's a V. It looks like a V, and then a T crotch looks like a T, and then a ball crotch is a literal ball. So it's not anything weird. So don't get creeped out when people ask you questions. It's just part of the community, the way we talk, and if you don't know that, then you're not really that grounded. Anyway, I don't want to sound like I'm judgmental to people who are probably lost. So back to this. It's technically what we call a ball joint because it can do all kinds of things, but it can go up this far, it can kick forward, and he can kick his own self. Of course, he is wearing those big shoes that I just put on him. Let me take those off so you can see him in his full glory. All right, be careful pulling it back down because this has got to stay on the outside because, I mean, I almost pulled it back down the wrong way because I had him so far backwards. This, of course, doesn't continue on the other side. It has a swivel at the thigh, which, again, for its time, nothing had a swivel at the thigh back then. And if they did, it was a 12-inch figure. A great 90-degree at the knee, which is great. I mean, I don't really need more than 90 degrees. I like double joints, but there's nothing at the heels. But we, honestly, at this time, and as small as this is, another thing I was wanting you to compare it to, here's a 8 centimeter figure called Microman to give him some comparison. G.I. Joe is just a tad bit bigger, and then the new G.I. Joes are just slightly bigger. So I'd say he's about 4.5 inches tall. Here he is beside of a Lego figure. That gives you any idea too. I was trying to grab a real quick G.I. Joe, but I got all my G.I. Joes in one place right now, and all my micros that are bigger. Well, actually, I did have access to those, but we're not going to do that now. You guys want to see more about this. So let's put on the armor. Armor up. I know that's not from the... There's no cartoon. There's no anime. There's nothing that I'm aware of for this. If there is, please let me know. I mean, I don't mind being corrected because I like to learn. People who don't like to be corrected don't like to learn. That's just a fact of life. I mean, a lot of people, they just have so much pride they can't learn. And that's a sad thing. But hey, that's just the way some people are. There's this gun, which is pretty cool looking in my opinion. Now, he looks like he would turn into a race car if he was a Transformer because he has this thing. It looks like a spoiler. It looks like a back of a car for like some kind of futuristic race car. And how we know this is the back, he's got 2 holes right here in the back. He's also got what looks like a Micronaut hole, or I guess G.I. Joe's also had those. But it's not those. It's the 2 rectangular holes that you plug them into. There's his back armor. Here's his front armor. His front armor, it just holds on by friction. So... yeah, that could be bad over time. Now, there may be more pieces. Again, I'm still trying to find all the pieces and put them in one bag. That's part of cleaning up, is trying to get everything in one place. I think I've gotten them over the one place earlier one time. So here's the red figure. Looks good, doesn't he? All right, the other guys are going to blend in with the background a little bit too much. He's almost done. He's got this huge claw. The claw, ooh. If I was going to waste my time taking... other excerpt, I'd put like the little claw from the aliens in here. Actually, I had an alien. I might make a short video of that just for fun. That's what all these little ideas that pop in my head. I can do that for fun with a short video. All right. And his leg, ooh, it's probably because it's got some paint here, and the paint's probably, these are 2001 figures. It's been over 20 years. If you were this old, you'd be creaking too. Anyway, I love this big railgun right here that's on his backpack. All right, so his backpack, his front pack's already on. He's got a shield. He's a really big shield guy. Look at that. And then you can like fold it all the way to the back if you don't want it in his way. But man, he looks really cool. The blue one is a really nice one too. And you think, well, how can he hold all that up? He wears some big old shoes. And he has the same articulation, so there's no reason to waste even more of your time, which we're on 9 minutes, which is long for my attention span. Thank you for those who have stayed this long with me. But look at that. He's amazing. Oh, yeah, here's his gun, by the way. He's got the claw. Ooh, the claw. And he's got his little gun right here. I shouldn't say that is my little friend. He's got shields. This guy is decked out. This makes me think that I'm missing some pieces of the red one, and it's altogether possible. And then we get to my favorite one, the green figure. He is mostly decked out. Now, I'm going to show you some of his wings in a minute. I'm going to put his chest plate on first. So he is fully decked out now. Just let's see his face real quick. There it goes. And I like to sometimes put his helmet on like this or some other way so you can have it like a, I don't know. I just think it looks cool like that. All right. So it makes me think these had helmets, and I don't know where they are because I'm still looking up stuff. Oh, speaking of helmets, I did miss a blue helmet. Man, he looks like Rom the Space Knight, doesn't he? That's probably why I like these so much. They remind me of Rom the Space Knight. And I think at that time there was a comic book called Space Knights based on Rom the Space Knight. Now this is what I like about his wing. You pull one wing down. Oh, actually they go up. The other one goes up. I just like that. I mean, I know it's not that hard of a feature. You just have like little ratchets in here. The Mummy's Alive, Jackal, he had the same exact thing going on with his wings. I just think it's fun. Something about it, just so relaxing. You know how you have fidget things? I could just do this all day if I was like having a nervous breakdown. All right, so let's see his weapons real quick. He's got a green gun. Now, all the guns are different. You may think, well, they look alike. These two very much do. The other one looks very much different. But no, his green gun's actually different. And his feet, that's another thing you might think, well, all the feet are probably the same. Nope, they did a lot of, the only thing that are the same are the actual figures. Their tooling was great. That's why they probably went out of business. They actually put a lot of eye for detail. And I love that. I absolutely love how they put a lot of detail into all the trimmings. So he has that. He has claws, which are awesome because he's a flying thing, but he has claws like talons. And he's got his green and white gun. And his shoe just fell off. The shoes are pegged in on the feet. There we go. So yeah, there he is. And then here's him fully splayed. And that's them. Now you're thinking, why is there a head for a Pokemon or Digimon guy in here? I don't know. I don't know why that's in the bag. I don't know what this piece is either. I have a feeling that it just got into the bag anyway. Like it was just there. So that's these three figures. Unfortunately, they're only three they ever made. But I absolutely love these figures. I think they're really awesome. I think whoever made up these ideas did a great job. I know he has a helmet now because I remember it's a little bit more like it was like a V looking face on it. Yeah, he definitely has one. Again, trying to organize all my stuff. Hopefully I'll find it. I got bags and bags and bags like this full of pieces. Every time I find a piece that I know it's something I want to keep, I separate it out. So these will probably go into one of these, pencil boxes since they kind of fit in there. And then I'll have a complete set. I'll just put them up on the shelf. All right. Thanks for watching. Comment below if you have these or if you know more about these. And let me know what you think. I like to have conversations. That's what this is all about.